Hey guys, and welcome to this special edition of D3Live. So the Apple conference, the Back to Mac event, just finished up, and Apple did announce quite a few new things, so let's go ahead and just jump straight on into it. So the first thing they announced was iLife 2011. So this newest iLife is a pretty substantial upgrade from the previous version. So one of the major things that it does bring is a new iPhoto app. So iPhoto, of course, it was no slouch before. However, it definitely does look quite a bit improved with several new features, including really nice-looking slideshows. I mean, very slick, very impressive. Something you'd expect out of Apple from iPhoto. It also allows you to go ahead and email your photos just straight from inside iPhoto. Go ahead and put it up on Facebook, as well as it also go ahead and allows you to go ahead and put them into books. So basically in iPhoto you take your pictures and you almost make virtual scrapbooks. You can go ahead and put them all up in iPhoto. So it's definitely a pretty cool feature. Now moving on, which is something I kind of was impressed about, was iMovie. Now iMovie has also been updated somewhat. There's some interesting things about the sound. You can now edit sound a little bit better. However, definitely the star of the show, in my opinion, was the movie trailer mode. So now in iMovie you can go ahead and make movie trailers. It will basically go ahead, it has a lot of really cool music specifically for the movie trailer mode. And then basically it will say, it will just ask you some basic information about, you know, who's in the trailer, what kind of trailer you want. And it'll basically say, okay, get a clip of this person, that person, this person, that person. It will do really cool effects and everything and make it look like a trailer. So I was really impressed with that. So the last thing new in iLife was definitely going to be Grojband. So again, Grojband wasn't a huge update. However, there were a few things, such as new tutorials for beginners. So, I mean, I should go ahead and it will teach you, how to play different instruments. And after you play them, it will go ahead and analyze your performance. Say, hey, you messed up here, messed up there. It'll also go ahead and sync your music a little bit better. So, if you're in a band playing and you're a little out of sync, it will go ahead and actually put it together for you. So there you go, guys. That's my first look on iLife. It will be available actually today for Snow Leopard for $50, and of course all new Macs will get it for free. So iLife, pretty nice update. So now the biggest thing, of course, is going to be OS 10.7 Lion. So of course this was also announced today, and really, I think the entire thing boils down to it is now OS 10 is really merging with iOS. So some of the new things in Lion are included. There's going to have an app store. So you can go ahead, I believe it's within about 90 days or so, you will be able to download an application called App Store, or whatever they're going to exactly call it, but basically you will be able to download the Mac App Store onto your Snow Leopard device, and of course it will come pre-installed in Lion. That will allow you to go ahead and buy apps in a very similar setting. So it actually looks a lot like iTunes as far as how you buy the apps. And you can go ahead and just download them to your computer, pretty much the same way you do it with an iOS. You can go ahead and update them, all that kind of stuff, and they are of course going to be specific Mac applications. But of course it goes farther than that. A lot of the improvements in Lion have to do with iOS. So there's actually several different new modes that pretty much just emulate the iPad on your Mac. So there's a mode that allows you to go ahead and put all your icons up. There's even folders. You can now put all your icons in folders identical to iOS. It's really like basically Lion. In my opinion, looks like they're pretty much putting an iOS skin over it. Now, a lot of these apps are multi-touch. However, they're not talking about multi-touches on your screen. So you're not going to reach over to your laptop, start pinching and zooming and stuff like that. What they mean for these apps is more of like using either your Magic Mouse or your Magic Trackpad. I think it remains to be seen how exactly well that's going to work. With some of these more in-depth applications. However, definitely Lion does look pretty decent, and it should be out sometime summer of 2011. So definitely look forward to a lot more new things between now and then. So the last thing I want to talk about is definitely the thing that I was most excited about, and of course everybody in the chat was pretty excited about it as well, which is the new MacBook Air. So the new MacBook Air is very nice looking. So to start out with, it is extremely thin. It's even thinner than its predecessor, and its thickness is about 0.6 or 0.7 inches. I don't remember exactly how much it is, but it's very thin at its thickest point, and it goes all the way down to 0.11 inches at its thinnest point. So of course these are very thin laptops. Now some of the other things is that they're actually going to be coming in two varieties. So there's going to be an 11.6 inch variety as well as a 13.3 inch. Now so this is really cool. You actually go ahead and get two different sizes. Now, the one thing I wasn't really all that impressed about was the processors. They both come with Core 2 Duos, and the 11-inch has a 1.4, whereas I believe the 13-inch variety has a 1.6. So they're really, neither processor is going to be, a real powerhouse. However, they do have a fairly capable NVIDIA GPU, which should allow you to do for some mild to, maybe sort of decent graphics as far as gaming is concerned. Now, these MacBooks are available today, and they start at $999, which, of course, that makes it the new cheapest MacBook tied with the standard MacBook. So personally, I am very, very impressed with the new MacBook Airs. The design is second to none. I think it's probably the best looking laptop I've ever seen in my entire life. They're so thin, they're so beautiful, and of course, the fact that they're actually pretty decent as far as specs go, I think is really great news. So you can go ahead and pick yours out. Of course, the 11.6-inch one is the one that starts at $999. They do all have flash memory, so depending on how much more memory you want, and which size you want, it will go ahead and go up considerably. So you go ahead and just mix and match whatever you want. So anyway, guys, that's it for my wrap-up of the Back to Mac event. Overall, I was pretty impressed. iLife looks pretty decent. Lion is okay. I'm not really a huge fan of how they're porting over a lot of the iOS stuff, but I think it's pretty decent. But I really was impressed with the MacBook Air. I think it looks really great. And the fact that you can go ahead and buy one today is definitely really cool. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching.